Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages. Do we have audio? We have audio. Welcome to the sixth Old Humble Guy. This is the Old Humble Distilling Company's YouTube channel. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Hey, if you managed to find your way here, hit the subscribe button, do all that stuff. I'll ask later, but I want to make sure I get that out of the way. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. I appreciate the support. Today we're going to be talking about shorts, how to integrate them into your overall strategy for your channel. And I've got one more. Where's my analytics page that I want to bring up? Did I? I did. I just got rid of my analytics page I wanted to bring up. We're going to talk about shorts. We're going to talk about how to integrate them into your strategy. And we're going to talk about the strategies that I've been using and how well or poorly they've worked in the past. But let's get started. Hit that title screen right now, Mitchell. Boop, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, welcome to episode number 6 of the quest for 100,000 views on YouTube. Hey, so here's the deal. We've been doing this since April 2020, give or take. April 2020, April 23rd, I think, is when I uploaded my first real videos that I was trying to start the channel with. March, I think, was when I started my happy hour on Twitch, and then I moved it over from Twitch. Cheers, grilling and chilling. Welcome to the party. And I looked at my information, my analytics. I'd never really paid very close attention to the analytics because the point of this channel was mostly give myself something to do during the pandemic, help to promote the help to promote the brand during the pandemic when I wasn't able to actually be in stores, and to really continue to get the word out. That was the goal. That was the intention. Um, I'm going to adjust the height of this Twidget thing to 100 and the width to 400. I think that's a good. That should do it well. We'll put that right there. And we'll make it bigger. Yeah, that's nice. We'll make it bigger. That way we can see it. Cheers and salutations, grilling and chilling with Mojo. Um, and back to work you go. I am actually about to head out to the distillery myself. We're going to do this for about an hour, and then I'll head off to the distillery myself to do workity work. I've got some some barrels to filter and some bottles to fill. Yeah, we got some stuff to do. Anyway, so the whole point of the channel was to really give ourselves something to do, develop the brand, do the marketing work that eventually to do the marketing work that we otherwise would have been doing on like TV stations, and eventually will integrate with TV stations, radio stations, stuff that will eventually integrate with radio stations, and just really build a community around the channel, right? Okay, so we get that out of the way. Um, oh, I have to verify it's me. This is not what I want to do. This is bad. This is annoying. We may not be able to do our analytics. YouTube is acting weird. Okay, so we're going to close these and come back to the YouTubes one more time. Open up a new window. Okay, so YouTube just asked me to verify that it's me with our analytics page, and that's weird. It doesn't normally do that. Um, okay, so I hadn't really looked at the analytics in the past. I hadn't really worried about that. I was making content, growing my channel, doing the stuff that I wanted to do, having a grand old time doing it, right? Enjoying myself, having fun. And then somewhere along the line, I got this idea in my head that maybe I should be making content that people are actually watching. And maybe I should be not just making content that people should actually be watching, but making sure that people are actually watching the content. Because I know I had some great interviews in the old happy hour 1.0 days, some fantastic interviews. We had some great guests. We had dancers from New York, we had burlesque dancers from Canada, we had uh, showgirls, we had science, real honest to God NASA scientists. We had we had some great people, sideshow performers, musicians, artists of all types and all stripes coming on the show. Uh, Cheers, Julie. Welcome to the party as well to you. We had all kinds of people coming to the show, and then when I finally looked back at the analytics, sometime early this year, I realized we weren't getting a whole lot of views on those shows. And one of the strategies that I want to do going forward is have live music from the distillery streamed out on the channel. So I was looking back at that, and if nobody's watching the shows, um, oh, it's Mojo. Well, hi. Wait, no, you're saying hi to. Yeah, okay, gotcha. So if I'm going to have bands come on the show, if I'm going to have bands come to the distillery, and I'm going to stream the bands out on my show, I need to make sure that people are watching those streams. So I needed to go about the process of learning how to make videos, stream videos first, stream videos, and find my audience for my happy hour shows. Something I'd never done before. And when I looked back at the analytics over the course of the last 2 years, what the analytics told me was basically, I always joked about this, but it's actually true. Basically, not a whole lot of people were watching. We got something like 40,000 views over 2 years, and more than half of those views came from 3 videos. A couple of them were shorts. One was uh, one was a paid advertisement that I put in. So out of those 40,000 views, a little over half, let's see here, half to 2/3 came from 3 videos. Some good coffee there. Um, and that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. That basically means over the course of 2 years and 200 something videos or 150 something videos, I basically made like 30 people per video. It's an embarrassing statistic. But I do also know that I mean, some of the content just wasn't good. That's true. I admit that. But some of the content was really, really, really fantastic. They were really, really, really great interviews. I was just doing a bad job as a channel manager and channel producer reaching that audience. But I decided what we will do in 2022 is go from 40,000 to 100,000. We're going to go on that quest for 100,000 views. And now, I've said before, 100,000 means absolutely bollocks in the grand scheme of things. It means absolutely nothing. Why 100,000? Why not 95? Because 100,000 sounds better than 95. Why not a million? Well, because a million, I mean, I wanted it to at least sound attainable. Probably 50,000 is certainly easier to attain. Um, and with the analog analytics and all that stuff that YouTube does, I don't know. I actually don't know where we're at right now as far as the official view count. But what I'm doing right now is I'm literally just tracking from month to month to month to month to month. And ultimately, the real goal, the 100,000 is the big number, the big fancy splashy number, 100,000 views. But the real number, and this is the screen, boop, that's the screen, 100,000 views. It's a flashy, pretty number, but in the grand scheme of things, it means absolutely batshit nothing. Nothing. Because I don't get any magical tokens when I hit 100,000 views. I don't get any trophies. I don't get any. I don't get a band coming and performing in my front yard. Nothing happens at 100,000 views. The real number is more. I want more, better engagement with my community, and then when I get more, better engagement, then everything flows from that. Bands get seen, the distillery gets seen, the brand gets seen, everything gets seen, and then everything flows from that. If I figure out the key, the hack, the clues, whatever it is, to get the video seen, to reach my audience and crack that code, then everything else flows from that. You can't, and that's where a lot of the really bad advice starts on YouTube. They start from the finish line and then work their way back. How do you get more subscribers? You get more subscribers, you do this, 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 this. You get a whole bunch of subscribers with the getting ahead of my speech here. The subscribers aren't engaged. I'd rather have 100 engaged subscribers where 40% of them or 60% of them are engaged with the brand than a million subscribers where none of them are engaged with the brand and none of them are engaged with the content. I want a community that will interact and work well. 100 with 40% engaged is not as good as a million with 1% engaged. I know how to math, but you get what I'm saying. I would much rather a small engaged community than a large disengaged community, because it doesn't matter if you have a million subscribers and you're talking to a void or 0 subscribers and you're talking to a void. You're still talking to a void. So where does that bring us today? What does that mean? Where does that bring us today? Where does it matter in the grand scheme of things? Well, in the grand scheme of things, let's flip over to my analytics page if I can. I'm going to set the chart up to show all of 20. Well, let's go with the lifetime. I think the chart for the lifetime is the one that I want to look at. Yeah, this is actually the first one I want to start with. The chart with the lifetime analytics. There it is. So here's the lifetime analytics. You see that line there that's pretty much on the bottom, all the way from the beginning of everything way back when. That shows that I have been really bad at doing what I do. This first little bump right here, let's see here. Can I do the capture cursor on this? Yes, capture cursor, please. This little bump right here, there it is. This little bump right here, there's my little cursor. That is the paid advertisement that I did, the Ad Twins ad at the beginning of 2020, end of 2019, beginning of 2020. This is the couple of shorts that took off and went viral. That's all my activity. Now, if I could zoom in on this and start it at 2020, which I can, you'll see a lot of activity starting in 2020, but it's slow. I don't know if it'll actually show it clearly. What is that? Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't know if it'll show it clearly. See, we actually started the channel back in 2014, but I started uploading stuff. 2020. We'll start at the beginning of 2020. And maybe this will show what I'm hoping to see, that in the last 2 months, really, there's been a trend in the right direction, up. It's gone from flatline to a slight little trend up. But I think we're also gonna, yeah, it's still being perverted by the bump. This bump here at the beginning, that's behind my head now, and this bump here in October of 20. But you can see, if you look closely, it's a flat line for ages, and then you actually see activity down here. It's squiggles. It starts to squiggle, and the squiggles here at the end are much darker. So what we'll do, I'll move it forward to 2022 just for the year, and what we will see in 2022, and I'll get even more in depth with this in just a minute. What we see in 2022 is starting in February. Oops, come on, get out of there. So we see behind my head, let me move my head real quick. Shrink me down. Boop. Behind my head, we see low squiggles to the left, and then as we move to the right, high squiggles. That's very important to see, because that means the trend is moving in a slightly upward, I guess it'd be this way, a slightly upward direction over time, and that's what we want to see. And especially when I compare 2021 to 2022, the same period in 2021 to 2022. And again, I started this in mid-February, and that's where this spike is right here in mid-February. We see a big bump here. And I also went on vacation last week. That drop right there, that's me on vacation, not posting any videos. So let's compare January 1 through March 20th, 2022 to January 1 through March 20th, 2021. and then we'll trim those months down to just February and March of 2022 to just February and March 2021. Uh, I want to see traffic source, and then we'll start talking about we'll start talking about the shorts, because that's shorts are a curious little monkey. They're very, very curious little monkeys, because people consume short shorts content differently than they consume regular YouTube content. And you know this when you watch shorts. You go to the short screen and you just kind of scroll through. You see it, like it, move through. See it, like it, move through. It's whatever it is. It's the short little clip from a video, or why are you not responding? Come on now. What else do I have open that I need to close? Anything? No, it's just chat. I'm going to go ahead and close the chat window. If I need to interact in chat, I will. If I need to interact in chat, what I'll do is I'll just do it on my phone. Maybe that'll help my processor speed up a little bit, because we're getting the red lines of death, dropped frames, bad dropped frames. But for some reason, this isn't working well. Okay, so we're going to go back. Well, I'll wait for this to load up. So what we've done so far, uh, we've talked about uh, engagement with the audience, finding your niche, focusing on what you do well, good advice versus bad advice, and then again focusing on doing what works well for you. And then now, of course, we're going into the shorts content. And as I said that, my traffic source comparison screen just popped up, so that's good. So first episodes, I was very resistant to this first bit of advice. Find your niche. I didn't see us as a niche channel, because we do everything. We talk science content, we talk about build outs, we talk about making whiskey, we talk about drinking whiskey, we talk about food, we talk movies, we do everything. Literally, we're a variety entertainment channel. Um, but I took a step back from that and started thinking about it more, and started to seriously consider what worked well for the channel, because I did a lot of videos. I did cocktail videos. I've done movie review videos. I've done pre-recorded happy hours and live happy hours. I literally took down all the data and compared all of the types of shows that I did to see what it was that we actually did and did well, based on viewership, based on response, based on audience response and audience building. It turns out we're a happy hour channel. We're a live stream happy hour channel. All of my happy hour streams did better than anything else. Live stream happy hours, live music, and live stream happy hours, live music, and a day in the life store thing. Those are all live stream stuff that we did uh, that was better than anything else that we did on the channel. So I went back through all my other content that was pre-recorded, uploaded videos, and either hid them or deleted them and got them off the channel. We don't do that shit anymore. So that was me discovering my niche and working my way towards a niche, for lack of a better explanation. And then I leaned into what we did well. What did we do well? We did live streams well. And I needed to work on upgrading my software and upgrading my equipment so that we could do our live streams well. Got rid of StreamYard, focused on OBS. When we do a panel show, we'll do Zoom. I've casted through several different types of panel softwares to make sure that they work. Zoom seems to be working the best for me and for my computer and for my software. And then, uh, as important as all of that was connecting my shows to the audiences through the YouTube algorithms, the almighty algorithm, and using hashtags more effectively, using thumbnails more effectively, and using descriptions and titles of videos more effectively. So putting in the description of the video what the video is, instead of just some dumb thing because nobody reads it. That's not true. People actually read it. Putting in the title of the video more clearly what it is. Not the Old Humble Happy Hour. It's Quest for 100,000 views, Old Humble blah, 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 whatever. Or Trivia Night, Old Double Happy Hour, Old Double Whiskey Happy Hour. We changed the name of the happy hour from the Old Double Happy Hour to the Old Double Whiskey Happy Hour, because whiskey happy hours get better search connection in the YouTube algorithm and on the stuff. And all of that has yielded, let's go to our visual aid screen. All of that has yielded what we like to call dramatic results. On the left, the blue line is 2022, January through March. Shorts feed, channel pages, YouTube search, and sound pages. The shorts feed and sound pages are both related to shorts, which is what we're going to be talking about today very soon. Trust me. But the browse feature, this is all about keywords and connecting your video to your audience through the search function, through the browse feature, getting impressions and getting click-through rates and doing all that stuff. We've increased it 400% from 147 to 625. Channel pages. This is people going to my channel page and actually getting into videos. We've increased it, or I've increased it, from 70 to 270. YouTube search, people looking for specific titles, looking for specific keywords, looking for specific information, and finding us and our silly nonsense. Going from 40 to 164. The most searched keyword, by the way, to find us, Old Humble. No shit, for real. And then, of course, the shorts and sound page. And then, if I wanted to compare, which I do, just February 2021 to or March 2022 to March 2021. Let's see if it does this real quick on its own. March 2022 to, see if it does it on its own, or if I have to make it. No, I have to move. Okay, let's go to the visual aid screen one more time. I have to adjust this from January 1 to March 1. But you can see, March, all by itself, March, the first 20 days of March versus 3 months of 2021, or 2.5 months of 2021. This is where we stand comparing March this year to March last year. It's going to be, again, a dramatic improvement when it finally loads up. So we'll get back to that in just a second. I'll unveil it when we'll do a drum roll and everything. We'll unveil it. It'll be awesome. Okay, on 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Look at that. That is a redonkulous improvement. Specifically, looking at browse features, going from 37 to 150. Like I said, nobody was watching our content last year. Channel page, going from our channel to our videos, 8 to 57. YouTube search, 14 to 29, doubled it. And then even suggested videos, 5 to 26. So what I'm saying is, using hashtags or using keywords, using better descriptions, and using better thumbnails, ridiculous improvement. And next week I'll talk specifically. Actually, we've already talked about this. I think in week 2, episode 2 or 3, we talked about what is a better thumbnail, what is a better description, what is a better title. Thumbnails that have a big old face on it with some kind of reaction, something, the host, a picture, something catchy. In fact, our title screen is our thumbnail, and you can see what I've done different with these thumbnails. My old thumbnails, we had small faces and a lot of text. The new thumbnails, we have very sparse text, very big face. It's very much people driven. You can see it from a distance. You can see what's going on, what to expect in the show from a distance, and that's what's important. And like I said, just doing that stuff has had a tremendous effect. And even now, comparing 2021, March 2020 to February 2020, or 2022, this is all of February that I'll be comparing it to. 20 days in March versus 28 days in February. So this is a whole extra week of February versus March. February still slightly ahead. Shorts feed, I'm doing better in the shorts feed this month than I was last month. Browse feature, only 100 views so far, 8 days. They have 8 more days and I'm 100 views behind. I have 11 more days this month. Channel paid, we're a little bit ahead in February, but let's trim that date down to the 20th. We're on par with February. Um, and once again, I started this on the 15th. I did really good in the second half of February, and I took a week off this month in March. So we're doing we're doing well. I'm happy with what we've done. And again, also in February, we had a couple of shorts that took off in the middle of the month that I wasn't expecting to because they had been listed as private, and I just changed the listing from private to public in February, and it took off. That's why I wanted to do some shorts this month and really talk about how to integrate that into your strategy. And then a couple of weeks ago, I guess we talked about good advice and bad advice. And again, the good advice is starting from the beginning and moving forward rather than starting from the end and moving backwards. But really, the best advice you get is why are you trying to do this? Why do you want more subscribers? Why are you trying to get monetized? Why are you trying? Why? Answer the why questions before you give what advice is generally the best way to proceed on a consulting a consultative, yeah, in a consulting manner. You ask the why questions before you give the what questions because I want more subscribers may be what you think you want, but that may not be what you're actually trying to get. For example, I don't necessarily need strategies to get more subscribers because my real goal is to get more viewers so that we can have better exposure for our bands, better exposure for our brands, and better exposure for our content. Uh, we don't need necessarily more subscribers because I don't know if we'll actually ever get any revenue from monetization because we're a brand, we're a whiskey channel, we're a whiskey brands channel. So that doesn't make us family friendly advertising fodder for the YouTube powers that be because God knows Google wants family friendly advertising. We're going more along the lines of the channel for Jack Daniels or the channel for Jim Beam or the channel for Shire Distillery, which is another uh, micro distillery here in Texas. Uh, Great guys, by the way. My allergies are going absolutely bonkers. But back to the visual aid, real quick, one more time. Again, our shorts feed, we're doing well in March compared to February. Browse features, week to week, from the 1st to the 20th. Browse features, we're doing better in February than they're doing in March. I'm still casting around trying to make sure that I get good topics to use for browse to get people to come and join the chat. But we're slightly behind, but we're statistically neck and neck. It's only 30, a difference of 30 browse feature views there. Channel pages, only what 15, 20, 25 right there. YouTube search, we're not getting as many on the YouTube search, but I also haven't done as many a day in the life stuff. And I haven't done as many videos in March as I did in February either. Because February I did that whole vlog series that I ultimately ended and disappeared. Uh, but that's enough for that, for the analytics for now. We'll come back to these in a little bit because there's some other information in here that is extremely useful and extremely important and extremely good to know. For example, I want to trim this down to just March. This is another topic that I'm going to be talking about later on, but we'll come back to that. So let's talk about shorts. What are shorts? In the 90s, we were informed by a young whippersnapper, Bart Simpson, that we should eat his shorts, which is why I talked about in the title, Consume My Shorts. That's the joke, by the way. Uh, consume my shorts. And when I was talking to my son about the shorts and the idea of shorts, like the shorts content is consumed differently than regular content. Shorts are eaten. Anyway, that's the joke. Okay, so that's the entire joke. That's it. So shorts content. How are they different than regular videos? Shorts content, they have a feed. They're literally fed to you in the shorts feed. Most people don't go seeking out shorts. I have noticed them showing up in the browse page more frequently in the last several weeks. something's changed in the algorithm or something's changed in my search history or something. There's some cookie that's informing them something. I don't know what it is. But we're getting shorts showing up in I'm seeing shorts showing up in the browse feed. A bunch of 1 minute videos, 30-second videos. It's driving me nuts because I want a little bit longer content in my browse on my browse page and my browse features. But they're generally consumed differently because you go to the shorts page or the little banner that goes across where you see all the on your phone, you see the little and you click one and then you just start scrolling to the next one, scroll to the next one, scroll to the next one. It's kind of a like TikTok, like Instagram. It's kind of a mindless scroll type of thing. We lost a subscriber too. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's kind of a mindless scroll type of thing, and it doesn't necessarily drive traffic to your channel or your page or your other video content. Um, so last week when I was on vacation, I recorded four shorts, one video of talking about our. Well, let's look at our shorts real quick. Let's go to the content. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do this. If I go to the content, if I go to the shorts, I did one video with 3 different audio tracks on it. And then one video where I explained that we are the official whiskey of Good Times and Great. Is this how I want to do this? I think this is. Okay. Now, one of these 3, I say, subscribe for whiskey giveaways. We'll give away this bottle. It has yielded 0 new subscribers in the 24 hours that it's been out there. This is video details. This isn't what I want. Hang on. I want to go to. We'll look at the shorts later. You can go look at the shorts in your own time. You go look at the shorts. This is all about analytics. But they're consumed differently. They come up with the hashtags that are that interest you based on your other videos that you've seen. The hashtags aren't drastically different. The titles are different because most people don't read the titles when the it's not like you're browsing on your browse page where you see the title and you see the thumbnail and you consider whether or not you want to watch the video. This is more of a feed to you where it's just uh, it, it's not like the browse feature would be like a buffet where you step up to the buffet and you see all the stuff in front of you and you all want that, I 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 want that. This is more like this would be more like the waiter coming to you with a line of foods and saying, "Here, try this," and you take a little bite, and you take a little bite, and you take a little bite, and more like a conveyor belt of candies, and you just pick up the candy and eat each individual candy as it goes in front of your face. That's more like how shorts are. It's more like that than it is like going to the buffet and picking out what it is that you want. So the hashtags, the keywords that you use on the shorts are extremely important as far as having them come up in the shorts feed for the people. So you can pop out a short and get 100 views, pop out 2 shorts, pop out 3 shorts, get 200, 300, 400 views on each one, and then get lucky that one of them goes viral. But it's less of an art than it is a. It's less of an art. It's more of an art than it is a science. Getting your videos noticed on the browse features and on the home pages is more of a science because there's a whole lot there to influence the algorithm to get people to see it and then get people to click it. It's more of an art on the shorts side because those are literally being fed to people. And you can certainly use that as part of your strategy, but you don't want the shorts to diverge from your channel. And you certainly don't want at least from what I've read and what I understand, you certainly don't want to create a separate channel just for shorts because you'll have a lot of engagement with your shorts content, not necessarily a lot of subscribers created from that engagement. And that engagement is also not going to drive people back over to your other channel. Uh, the the ideal situation is you have your shorts integrated in with your main channel, and because it's a different feed of eyeballs over here from your main channel. Your main channel has your long form content, your shorts are over here. It's a different avenue of engagement. And the key when it comes to shorts content is using that avenue of engagement to capture eyeballs and then steer people down to the subscribe button to hit the subscribe so that they stay engaged with your channel going forward to see your other content. That's the strategy. That's the winning strategy with shorts. Um, to engage people and continue to engage people with your content and with the content that you're making. A lot of people use shorts as the end point. You engage with our shorts. You engage with our shorts content, the content of our shorts. I just heard how that sounds in my ears. Now I'm not gonna be able to stop giggling about it. You engage with that content, and then that's it. You're done. You see the dance, you see the song, you see the video, whatever it is, and then you're done. And I've done this myself with all of the videos that I've done with my shorts. What I need to do with my shorts content is uh, either use the happy hour and stuff that I've got and turn that clips of happy hours into shorts, or use like create a series to do in 30-second or 60-second bites. And what I had been thinking about, this is where we're going to go going forward. I'm going to try this strategy out over the next 3 weeks and see how it works. Uh, the 50 states and 50 whiskeys idea, the concept that I had doing a show where we highlight 50 distilleries in 50 different states. Instead of doing 50 different states, I'm going to do off the beaten path whiskeys, off the beaten path distilleries. I've already got a couple of them that I can profile and start doing little shorts using that, using our own products, using their products, and maybe doing some cocktail content as well to engage people with what we do and our brand and try to steer people back towards the happy hours. You kind of add a second leg under the stool that we're trying to build with our channel. And then the third leg is going to be uh, something I talked about a little bit a couple of weeks ago, but I'll talk about more in a couple of weeks, is taking segments of our long form happy hours, trimming it down to a 30 minute show or a 15-minute show, editing it down to that smaller bite-sized content, posting it up as its own standalone video to, again, steer people towards the long-form content, towards the live show, because you may not always be around at 9 p.m. to watch the live show, but this entertaining segment, like the Unhinged, the 30-minute Unhinged show, or uh, I don't know, something else that we do during the show that we could trim down to a 15-minute or a 20-minute clip, pop that out as its own standalone video. And then you can get the 1 minute short, the 15-minute video, or the full long form video if you want to rewatch that while you're at work, or if you want to set your timer, set your notifications so that you get it during the week when it happens. And those three things would be the three legs of the stool that hold up a very solid, stable base. And as we move forward with this project, see how it continues to grow and how whether it works and whether or not it works and how well it works. Because just looking at March, the shorts, every spike you see here in March, is that the every spike you see here in March is where we've done shows. It goes up, and then we don't do any shows for a few days. Then we do some shows, and it goes back up, and we don't do shows. So we have engagement. We literally have engagement during our live shows, but we don't have any engagement when we don't have live shows because there's nothing to see. This is that entire week where we didn't do anything because I was on vacation. And then it goes up and it goes up. Ultimately, like this pattern isn't bad, ultimately. But if we're reaching a broad enough audience for the shows that we're doing, it's a good pattern to have. If we're not reaching that audience, it's not really a great pattern to have. So ways to engage with the audience, doing the trivia nights where we give away prizes to winners of trivia nights, and then you got to come back. You got to win 2 or 3 nights in order to get enough to have a prize. In order to get enough to get a high dollar prize, I mean, the same thing they do at Chuck E. Cheese, the same thing they do at carnivals, the same thing they do in all kinds of stuff. But you got to play in order to win. So you got to come back, 10 questions of trivia, 15 questions of trivia. It takes about an hour. If you win, you get a prize, $20 worth of distillery boozy bucks for the distillery. We had 2 winners last week, first and second place in March. $20 in first place, $10 for second place, $5 for third place. If you win twice, you get a bottle of whiskey. That's basically, you can spend that $20 on a bottle of whiskey, or that $40 if you win twice on a bottle of whiskey, and then we'll, ship it out to you. And then rolling that concept into other nights to do other things, having conversations, we're going to expand out the panel discussions to broader nights. And we'll be able to, as we build our community of people engaged with the channel, engaged with the brand, engaged with the show, we'll be able to do more panel discussions and have just general hangouts and sip and chills and stuff like that. I mentioned this was good coffee. This is great coffee. This is my new Inks Lake mug. Let's get, and tomorrow night's happy hour we'll be talking about this vacation that we took to Inks Lake. Inks Lake is a state park. We stayed in a tent on the ground. It was beautiful. I loved it. There was a witch. We'll talk about that tonight. Tonight's happy hour. Yeah. So there you go. The strategies that we've done have been working so far. The shorts strategy, everything that I've read, the best way to do short, unless you're just a channel that does shorts, like you're a TikTok creator and you post shorts on YouTube, you post your TikToks on YouTube, or you post your reels on TikTok and YouTube, or your YouTube shorts on TikTok. If you're a shorts creator, that's entirely different. But if you're a long form live content creator like me, we do our happy hours. That is our channel. We do live happy hours, 1 or 2 hours, 4 nights a week, and then live music on Fridays coming up next month. If that's what you do, if that is your channel, then the shorts content always, always, always needs to be made with the intent of steering people towards your long form videos. And the shorts that we did, let me see if I can find it per video. The analytics on the actual video. So we go to our content. The most popular short that we posted had 115, there it is, 115 views in the first 24 hours. This is the one I wanted to look at. And it's thinking. This one right here. Having a little bit of the good life. The music is great, by the way, on the shorts. The music went way better than just the one where I was talking. Was way better. So good strategy for getting views, at least with shorts. Music, content that's musically driven and tightly produced. This was literally just my bottle of whiskey in front of a campfire with music in the background. I didn't talk, I didn't say anything. There was some text. Is this the one that has the? Yeah, it's 15 seconds. That's it. So the overview of the analytics. 115 views. This is like 24-ish hours since viewing it. 115 views. Watch time is a third of an hour because it's 15 15 seconds. So you take 15 seconds. Oops. Take 15 seconds. 15 seconds times 115 views divided by 60 minutes, which is an hour. I'm sorry, divided by 60, which is 60 minutes. Divided by 60 again, which is an hour. You get 0.48. 0.48, which is a little bit over. Well, they haven't updated it yet. Come on, so that means people aren't even watching the whole damn short. Uh, point 0.3. Oops. Uh, they're bailing out after about 10 seconds. And can we see the video? Watch it on YouTube. Let's do that. And we get no subscribers out of it. We've gotten people watching it. We get a whole bunch of new viewers in the audience. See if it clicks over to that real quick. We get a whole bunch of new viewers in the audience. In the audience tab. Hello. It's frozen on me. We'll come back to it. See if this works real quick. There it is. The audience tab is telling me about. It already clicked over to the new. Yeah, it's already showing it on there. Well, let's give it a second to upload. It's connecting to an audience, but the audience isn't following through. So that's another thing that I've noticed. I'm reaching a larger audience with these videos, with our happy hour videos. The next step to turn this crank and turn the gears on this thing is to get people to, ultimately click through and engage deeper and engage broader. Here we go. Out of the viewers that we've had, 115 viewers, 115 views in whatever it was, 20 something hours. 35 of them were unique. This is 33 new viewers, 22 returning viewers. Back on the 19th, we published it early on the 18th. So most of the viewers we get are new, but it's yielding 0 subscribers. It's yielding very little deeper engagement. It's yielding very little of. I mean, it's getting good reach. It's just yielding very little of the. See, like, yeah, they're bailing about 2/3 of the way through, 9 seconds out of 16. But yeah, and again, cool. I'm doing it for views, and I'm getting out of it what it is that I'm trying to get out of it. Click-through rate is 18% or 1.8%, which is below the click-through rate for my normal videos. 55 impressions and 115 views. So, yeah. So anyway, this is it. It's good information if you know what it is that it's trying to tell you. I was putting those out there to see what kind of traction it would get just by throwing it out there. It's not drastically different from the shorts that I put out in February, but it's also not in keeping with the strategy that I'm trying to accomplish of driving people to our longer form content. And that's what's really, really, really important for this channel specifically, since our live videos are the ones that get the engagement, and the live videos are what we do. I want people to show up at 10 o'clock during the weeknights and 9 o'clock on Thursdays in order to participate in the live show. Cheers, Square Table STDs. Our guys over here at Square Table Degenerates have joined the party. We're talking about shorts and how to integrate them into your channel strategy. And we're actually on the tail end of the show right now. But the long and the short of it, I will summarize the last 30 minutes or so that I've been talking about the shorts and the shorts strategy. People consume shorts differently. This would be a great time to have people consume them differently. Let's see if I can do that right now. I can't do that right now. But if I were to put this, damn it, I should have thought ahead. If I were to edit this down into a 60-second video, let me get my timer on right here. If I were to edit this down into a 60-second short video in order to steer people towards our other content, this is where I would start the cut now. Cut. Start the timer. The best strategy to use for shorts on YouTube is to steer people towards your longer form content, engage them, and ask them to take an action within the short. That's the best strategy used because shorts are consumed differently than your longer content. And if you want to know more tips and more information on how to do this, follow me because there you go. That's 25 seconds right there. And that's a video that can go into a loop. Follow me because shorts are consumed differently. The best way to engage your audience with shorts is to steer them towards your longer form content, ask them to do something, and keep them engaged during the whole 10 seconds that they're going to be watching. There you go. And I'd have the little boop, boop, and then the little text things, and that's it. That's the 25 seconds. And I'm going to try to go back and clip this video, put it into a shorter form content, and then drop that into a short to see if it works. I don't know if it works. I don't know if it will. But that's the way, from what I've read and from what I've learned. I haven't done it yet, so I don't have the analytics to prove it. But that's what I'm being told is effective with shorts. Now, I'm going to specifically try this with a couple of videos over the next 2 weeks, and then we will have the data, and we will compare that data to the data of our previous couple of shorts that we posted in February and March. We'll compare specific data for videos of shorts strategy videos to see if it grows the engagement, grows the audience, adds subscribers to the channel. Because again, shorts are consumed differently than long form videos. Long form videos, they're presented to you on a browser. You click the long form videos and choose which ones you want to watch, choose which ones you want to consume. Shorts are brought to you, they're brought right to your doorstep and put into your mouth. You decide whether you want it or spit it out. There's a different consumption pattern. Hashtags and keywords are ridiculously important when it comes to shorts. More so, I think, with shorts than it is with your longer form video. Descriptions and, of course, thumbnails. No, shorts don't have thumbnails. Descriptions are less important, but the algorithm is going to take your keywords and your hashtags and I have Top Chat on live over here. STD just posted. Yeah, that's it. It's a dump for silly stuff and promos. That's it. It's an entirely different avenue of consumption. Shorts are on this road. Your normal channels over here. It's like in the freeway system here in Texas. There's the feeder roads that feed onto the freeway. They're the small roads to the left and right of the freeway. They're like normal regular city streets, and on those roads are where you find your steakhouses and all the other stuff. They can be used, literally used as a feeder to your main channel, but most people don't use shorts that way. Most people don't use shorts. They cater to this audience over here, the shorts audience. They cater to the shorts audience. They cater to the main audience. There's two different audiences that they cater to. But to use shorts as a strategy for your channel, you take your shorts audience and you give them content that feeds them over to the main channel. And just like we saw with the last couple of videos that I posted, they get engagement, they get eyeballs, they get people watching, but they don't turn into subscribers, they don't turn into returning viewers, they don't turn into an engaged audience. They're a disengaged audience. And I'm guilty of using shorts that way, where you post up some dumb content, you post up a dance video, you post up a clip, whatever it is. But going forward, and the strategy that I'm going to use this week and the strategy that I'm going to use next week is I'm going to post specific shorts content that is either clipped from our main form or long form live videos. And just like I did that 60-second or the 25-second how to use shorts, whatever primer that I just did, just like I teed that up, 30-second summary of the show, this thing, this thing. Follow me for more because I'm the Old Humble guy with the Old Humble Distilling Company. We've been okay. Let's try this one more time. I'm going to do another script. I'm starting now. I'm the Old Humble guy from the Old Humble Distilling Company. We've been exploring how to get more viewers on our channel, and my research can help you. One strategy is using shorts. Shorts are consumed differently than other content. You should use them to steer people to your other content and get people engaged and ask them to make an action before the end of it. For more tips and tricks, follow me because there it is. That's your loop. Follow me because, and it starts off with your first words. I'm the Old Humble guy from the Old Humble Distilling Company. That was 21 seconds. That would be a perfect shorts content clip that not in this format because this format's widescreen versus the tall screen. But that would be a perfect clip to use to. In fact, I'm going to record. I'm going to take that clip, use that same script, record it on my phone, post it up as a short, and we'll see how well that short engages with an audience and whether or not it actually yields 1 or 2 or 3 subscribers for the channel. Will it? I don't know. But I can say that all of the tips and tricks that I've tried, so far to yield more audience engagement, yield more views, yield more interaction with a live audience for my channels, to better engage with the browse function, better engage with the search function, better engage with audiences through the YouTube algorithm. So far, all of those tips and tricks that I've found and employed from good advice sources have worked well. And the proof is in the analytics. The proof is 100% in the analytics comparing this year to last year. And I'll bring those charts back up comparing March 2022 to March 2021. I'm pulling up the screens right now. In fact, I'll show doing it real time if we can. It just takes, my computer's real slow. Here we go. We're looking to, I don't want to search. That's not what I'm trying to do. Yeah, see, it thinks I'm trying to search. I don't want to do that. So we'll come back to it in just a second. But comparing March 2022 to March 2021, the difference is drastic. A 4-fold increase across all traffic sources. At least a 4-fold increase. And it is ridiculous. So where I had in the past been very skeptical of canned advice from YouTube dorks, I am much more convinced now that some of this stupid advice is actually good. And again, the point is, the whole point of this isn't some throwaway metric for clout or for monetization or whatever. I'm not trying to chase somebody else's subscription numbers. I'm not trying to do I'm not trying to chase someone else's subscription numbers. I'm not trying to chase somebody else's monetization numbers. I'm not trying to chase any of that shit. I'm just trying to get better exposure for my guests, for my bands, and for my brand. That's the whole point of this channel. Nobody wants to talk into the void. And certainly when you have a guest on the show, you don't want them talking into the void either. But as I was saying, the proof is in the analytics. This is the year-over-year comparison. This tall one right here, this is the shorts feed. That just means I posted something this year versus last year. The browse feature is, come on. The browse, let's focus in on the stuff that we did both years. So we'll go with browse, channel pages, YouTube search, and suggested videos. We'll go with those 3 things. Those are the 3 things that I've been working on optimizing through March and February, and compare this March with last March. browse, channel pages, YouTube search, and suggested videos, it is a drastic change from 2022 to 2021, or from 2021 to 2022. Um, there it is. Especially in the browse features, that means I'm killing it with the keywords, I'm killing it with the hashtags, I'm killing it with the descriptions, I'm killing it with the titles. Uh, Channel pages, that's people who are coming to my channels and looking for other stuff. YouTube search and suggested videos. I'm killing it comparatively. I'm starting off from a really low point. So, as Ross Perot would say, if you double a penny, you still just have two pennies. It may be 100% improvement, but you still just got two pennies. Some kids aren't old enough to know who Ross Perot is, but trust me, he was a crazy old fucker. And if you're a kid and you're watching this isn't content made for kids. Go away. Shoot. But based on the fact that the advice that I've taken for this stuff has worked, I'm going to try to use the advice for the shorts and see if that works too. There is I still have a lot of work to do because I'm getting new viewers, but they're not sticking around. The new viewers aren't turning into subscribers. They're not turning into returning viewers. Most of my traffic is from new viewers, but they're not being converted. I'm not closing the deal. I'm not making the sale, however you want to call it. There's a whole lot there that needs to be explored that I don't know the answer to yet. Cheers to more people in chat. Welcome to the party. Who we got here? But no, actually, that's a fair, an absolutely fair critique, and that was the same critique that I had for all of the advice videos that I'd seen. It's all stock. There's a lot of it that's stock, and a lot of it is based on what and not why. And the best advice, I talked about this 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, the best advice that I'd ever gotten, I'll start with the worst advice that I'd ever gotten. The worst advice that I ever get from a consultant ever is when they have a canned bit of advice that they just can't wait to give you. I sat down at a meeting of YouTube makers, content creators. We had a dinner, a little luncheon thing. It was a fun little gathering, a little social get together. Um, you, I talked. I asked, what do you do? I'm a coach. Tell me about your channel. I told him about my channel. As soon as he got the words out of his mouth, tell me about your channel, I knew what the next sentence out of his mouth was going to be. I knew it in my heart, in my mind. I knew 100%. The next sentence out of his mouth was going to have something to do with find your niche to get more subscribers. And sure as I'm sitting here today, the next fucking sentence out of that guy's mouth was, so it doesn't sound like you know your niche. You need to find a niche to get more subscribers. It didn't fail. Absolutely worst fucking advice in the entire universe of advice is advice that's based on an outcome. That not just any outcome, based on an outcome that they assume you're seeking. Worst fucking advice. It'd be like sitting down with a consultant who's already decided, a business consultant, who's already decided that your ultimate goal for your business is to go public and list your company on the NASDAQ. When the reality is, you're just trying to prepare your business to hand over to the next generation of heirs. They may want to put it on the stock exchange, but that's not what you're trying to do. And absolute worst of it. And I used to be a consultant, so this irks me to no end that a consultant will sit down with a client, already decide what the client needs to do without even one time asking, so what's your goal for your channel? What's your goal for your channel? And there's only one of these channel maker guys, in fact, I think the channel is called Channel Makers, one of these guys who said, you need to decide what strategy best fits your ultimate goal for your channel. Whether your goal is more subscribers, more viewers, more engagement, more higher click-through rate, whatever it is. You need to decide on that goal first and then find a strategy that meets that goal. Content doesn't matter if you can't engage an audience. It doesn't matter if you have the best, flashiest graphics, the best, coolest content, the best, most awesome interviews, the best everything. If nobody's watching your videos, if you can't figure out how to engage those videos to an audience, you're literally doing the best stuff ever into a void. Absolute best stuff ever into a void. And I've got bands coming in April and May. I've got performers. Hell, I've had performers on my show. I've had burlesque performers. I've had a bottle walker. I've had an aerialist. I've had uh, content creators. I've had singers. I've had songwriters. I've had sideshow. I've had a whole shit ton of great interviews. Interesting people come through, and nobody's seen them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's great if nobody watches it. And yes, there is a portion of that is simply me making bad videos and me making uh, poor content or poor quality content. There's a part of that, but YouTube is full of poor content, poor quality content. YouTube is chock full of shit videos that get 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 views. I don't have the assets available to me to make particularly engaging content. I don't get spotted 10,000 subscribers and 50,000 viewers because of my tits, because I don't have them. I don't get to just make a grilled cheese sandwich in a bikini and then have 100,000 people subscribe to my channel. I don't get that benefit. I don't get spotted that free first down, that extra 10 yards. I don't get that. I have to actually work like a man. I think that was a Louis C.K. bit. Where he's like, "Yeah, sorry, honey, you're not pretty enough to skate by. You got to work like a man has to work." I think that was a Louis C.K. bit. I can't remember. Uh, one of those guys. Anyway, but that's a joke. Don't at me. I don't give a fuck. At me. I don't give a fuck. But part of my failure over the first 2 years, and I don't know if it counts as a failure, but part of my lack of success, my lack of growth over the first 2 years was just an inability to connect my channel to an audience. And part of my goal over the next 12 months is connect this content to an audience and grow the audience. And there may be a natural upper limit. And a lot of channels do have a natural upper limit of subscribers. Uh, food challenge channels or spicy channels or whatever, chili heads, pepper heads, sneaker heads, stuff like. There's a lot of channels and a lot of niches, a lot of styles that just have an upper limit, and I get that too. That's fine. That's fair. Shark Homebrewing's in the house too. Cheers, homebrewers, Shark Homebrew. Nice to see you here in the party. I get that too. There's a lot of channels the content styles, content types that just might have an upper limit, and we may have an upper limit, and that's fine as well if we have an upper limit. Especially for this type of content, the happy hour content. My Twitter feed is whatever 7,500 something. Facebook has 6,500, I think. I don't know. Instagram, I don't really work hard on the Instagram side. It only has a couple thousand. My TikTok is shit. But if I can get 1,000 views a month, 1,500 views a month, 2,000 views a month, I consider that a win. Getting 2,000 eyeballs for 60 seconds on the videos that I make gives me 2,000 people watching commercials that I can produce for my shows. That's a pretty good start. That's cheaper than paying to get nobody to listen to it on a radio station every month. That's cheaper than getting nobody to watch it on Hulu every month. That's cheaper. That's a whole lot cheaper. I mean, this is free. It takes time and effort and work. Um, but other than that, it it doesn't really cost me anything. It costs me time to make the video. I can make the video in the course of action of other stuff that I do. Just give somebody the damn phone and say, "Hey, record a video," and they can record a video. Um, and so that the advice generally, you're right. The advice is generally stock footage advice. Not that one. This one. The advice is generally stock advice. Uh, and usually it's bad stock advice. What is good thumbnail? Good thumbnail means nothing. Concise title is not necessarily what you need. You need a descriptive title with good keywords. Um, Niche down is standard stupid advice, but it's not bad advice. Uh, the better advice instead of niche down is figure out what it is. Find your voice. That's a better. That's a better piece of advice than niche down. Like for us and for me specifically, my niche, my voice, my style, live happy hours. Um, so if I'm going to do a video, I'm going to do a live happy hour video or a live happy hour discussion style video. This is what I do well. This is my voice. This is how I do work well. I do not do pre-recorded videos well. I just don't. I'm not the unscripted conversational nature is what I do really well. Um, Keywords is another one that is it's all stock. You know, do better keyword, do better SEO, do better. Insert thing. A lot of it's all stock, but the best advice isn't just the stock advice. The best advice matches those stock responses to your goal. And if your goal is to blow up a channel, well, you can pay a Fiverr dude to blow up your channel. That's not hard to do. It's also a very very terrible idea to do that. To just pay somebody to blow up your channel. Because I get 5,000 subscribers in a week. You know, pay some Fiverr guy, whatever it is, $50, $100. They blow it up on a bunch of Reddit subreddit feeds. Those guys, you know, their bots and friends subscribe to the channel. The channel blows up in a few weeks, and then you know, next thing I know, I have 5,000 subscribers, and still only 50 people engage with the channel. And then that just kills the algorithm because the YouTube, the almighty algorithm looks at it and says, nobody's engaged with your channel. You've got a whole bunch of subscribers and no engagement, so why should we push any of your videos? Even your subscribers don't care. So again, the best advice matches the actions to the motives, and the motives, uh, uh, just like when you're determining a niche, the motive focuses your actions and focuses your goals and focuses your work to uh, uh, to drive you towards a specific goal that can be measured and monitored and managed. And those are the three M's of every business school that they will tell you you need to be able to do with any business function: measure it, monitor it, manage it. And if you can do those three things, you can improve your performance and your output. As long as your goal is in line with your ultimate mission, then it's fine. And for my purposes, more subscribers isn't necessarily the goal. More views is the goal. And once we accomplish that goal of more views, then the next thing is going to be better engagement with those viewers and driving people from the various channels, whether it's on YouTube, which is ideal, preferred is on YouTube versus the external channels like Facebook and Twitter and other places, driving people on YouTube from the various search sources to the channel itself, and ultimately to our long form videos, especially on Friday nights coming in April. when we're going to have bands performing so that we can get the maximum exposure to those bands. So the ultimate goal is maximum exposure for the bands, the brands, and guests. Bands, brands, bands, guests, and brands. Brand, band, guests, brands, bands, and guests. Maximum exposure for brands, bands, and guests. That's the ultimate goal. Because, when we get our science girl on, when I get my science advisor to come on the show, I don't want her talking into the void. When we have Slade Ham or Rob Munkle or Kevin Bacon or any of these guys coming on the show, I don't want them talking into a void. When we get Ryan Adam Wells or the Kimbros or any of these other bands performing at the distillery, I don't want them performing to nobody. I want them to be able to perform to an audience. And that's the ultimate, like I said, that's the ultimate goal. Subscribe, all the other stuff, subscribers, engagement, and all that shit, that follows, assuming that I'm making good content. But I have to be able to connect the content to the audience. And I'm not playing video games. I don't have big tits. I'm not doing makeup. I'm not doing how-to videos or anything like that. We're doing variety, entertainment, live streams, and I need to figure out how to connect that to an audience. That's 100% what I found out so far. I get views from my shorts. They're new viewers, but very, 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 very few, if any, new subscribers. And that's because shorts are consumed differently. I talked about this a little bit earlier. I'll talk about it again one more time before we roll out. Shorts are consumed differently than regular long-form videos. There's imagine two avenues. Oh, my lips itch. Two avenues of cars. Here's your shorts. It's kind of like an expressway. If you think about how you consume shorts, think about it. We eat them. We eat my shorts. No, think about how you consume shorts. You go into the shorts feed, you scroll, you scroll, you scroll, you scroll, you scroll, like, scroll, like. That's how you consume shorts. They're literally fed to you on a conveyor belt. Versus the other videos that you consume where if it's on your phone, it's on the browse feature. If it's on your computer, it's on the homepage. I go through and I scroll down the homepage and I will control click, 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 and open them up in new tabs. So I have 15 videos that I know I'm going to watch. And then I'll close the home tab and start watching the videos. If another one pops up in the suggested videos that catches my eye, I'll add it to the queue and put it in the back of the line. That's how I consume off of the browse feature. And so there's two completely separate avenues of YouTube basically having a buffet where you can pick stuff off of the buffet if it's interesting to you, if it catches your eye with the thumbnail, if it catches your eye with the description, if it catches your eye with the description down below the title. That's how I consume it. That's what I'm interested in finding out. If it's a creator that I'm interested in, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. If it doesn't look that interesting, I'll check it out. But it's entirely different with the shorts because that's as if the waitress is just literally feeding you little pieces of chocolate, and if you like it, you eat it. If you don't like it, you spit it out. That's it. I don't like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I don't like it. That's how we consume shorts. And it's two entirely different avenues of traffic. And the challenge with the shorts traffic is to feed that traffic back into your main channel, into your main audience. And there's, from what I understand, from what I've read, from what the good advice that I've seen and tried to follow, is you can either take little clips from your long form shows and put them into a short and say, with the text, for more, subscribe and go check out. Or, like I did earlier, you record specific clips, for your shows. Like what I did earlier, that 30-second, 25-second clip. I'm the old Umble guy, and we've been on a quest now to get 100,000 views on our channel. You can use shorts in that strategy by A, B, and C. For more tips and tricks, follow me because, and then it loops in to I'm the old Humble guy. We've been on a quest, and then that is a looped video that tells them specifically what it is that we're doing, some hints and tricks on how to do it, and you can subscribe for more information, and that sends them to your channel. That merges the two streams together. For my happy hours, it'd be the same way. I'm the old Humble guy, and every week, every night we do a happy hour where we give away prizes. If you want to be a part of the prize giveaways, subscribe down below, follow us for more information, and hit that notification bell. Because I'm the old Humble guy, or because, and then I'm the old Humble guy, and every night we give away products on our happy hours. That's another 30-second loop that they can be engaged with you on the shorts, that gets views on the shorts, that also tells them something that they can do, as opposed to just mindless entertainment. It tells them something they can do. It's a 30-second commercial for the rest of your content. And then the third part of that stool is there, and this is something I'm going to talk about next week and the week after that, is actually taking clips from your long form shows, cutting it down into a 15 to 20 minute segment. Like for our purposes on Thursday night, it would be Unhinged. Cutting it down to a 15-minute segment, just the Unhinged, posting that up as a standalone video, telling people if you want more, if you want to find out who the Fumblebee of the week is, tune in on Thursday nights to get more content or something like that. Because again, shorts are watched differently. They're consumed differently than long form content. And 15-minute videos, 2-minute video, or 7-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute videos are consumed differently than hour and a half, 2-hour long videos. And they're also consumed differently than live streamed videos. All of these things are consumed differently, and they can be used as an integrated strategy to steer people towards your primary content. And for my purposes, my primary content is live streamed happy hour type shows, not unlike this one, but especially the stuff on 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, Thursday night shows. Our happy hours are real happy hours and our real trivia nights and music nights and stuff like that. Well, if viewers are out of that truly is that is a whole nother that is a whole nother that I don't know how to tackle that yet because most of my views are in the United States. I haven't had that problem. That is 100% correct. Muscle Shell, cheers, Muscle Shell. Welcome to the party. Cheers. I would agree with you. For the most part, shorts are not seriously watched because they're fed to you. They're literally being put onto your phone. You just look at them, you tap and scroll, tap and scroll, tap and scroll, tap. You might like it, you might not. But for most people, it appears that they're just tapping and scrolling and tapping and scrolling, tapping and scrolling, tapping and scrolling. They don't really care who made them. They're dance videos, titty videos, booty videos. But the best ones that I've seen actually do steer there. It's a clip down from a main a restoration video or a how-to video or what. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel. Blah blah blah. If you get 50,000 views and 1% of them click through to a subscribe, that's new subscribers. You get 100 views, 200 views, and 1% click over to subscribe. That's an extra couple of subscribers. That's not nothing. It's not something. It's not a big deal. You get more out of your main channel and your main content. But there is a way to integrate this avenue of viewing with your main channel, with the main lanes of the freeway, and those are the on-ramps. Giving people on-ramps to your videos is exactly what shorts can do. There's a lot of channels out of there that are just shorts channels. There's a lot of channels out there that are, I'll say it, they're lame. They're just shorts channels. What is that? It's like I got a little button down here on my Twidget. I don't know what that is. But the proof, like I said, the proof is in the analytics. What we've done so far in March this year compared to March last year, the proof is in the analytics. I am convinced, and like I said, the next 2 weeks we're going to try this strategy with a couple of short videos and see how it works using the good advice that I've gotten and applying it to a couple of short videos this week and next week, and see how that it's not just good. It's not good enough to have just views. This is not having the shorts at all included. I mean, we got 150 something views from shorts this month. 150 something views. There's the number right there. 150 something views from shorts. Zero translated into actual viewership on my mainline feeds. 0%. Nobody has come over to my mainline videos. Nobody's here from the shorts. Nobody is in our happy hour feed from the shorts. Nobody's here from shorts. They're two entirely separate audiences. But using the good advice that I've gotten, I will try to, and how I just explained to do it, I'm going to produce a couple of videos, post up a couple of shorts, one this week, one next week, and I'm going to measure it and monitor it and see how it works. And I'll be back next week and I will explain the analytics. We'll look at the results, we'll look at the information and see how it worked. And we'll go from there. I don't know. I don't know how it'll work, but so far I'm convinced that the good advice that I've gotten works really well, because this shit speaks for itself. Those big blue lines are good, very good big blue lines. And we'll continue to monitor how best to do it. Yes, they are a moment in time. That is accurate. They are just a moment in time. But those moments in time can be used. It's 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds to steer people towards your mainline content. I look at a 60-second clip as a commercial in the Super Bowl. A 60-second clip can be very, very effective in describing your brand image, and giving people a call to action to go to your mainline content, your store, your content, your website, whatever it is. It can be extremely effective. It's in fact so effective that people spend millions of dollars to buy 60-second real estate on shows. And YouTube has just given us 60 seconds for free. You need to be effective with your keywords. In the case of a short, it's hashtags and captions in order to get it in front of the audience that's going to come to your channel and want to participate in your mainline content. But that is not as hard as you think. I mean, YouTube is literally feeding thousands of people, hundreds of people, your content. They're literally putting it in their mouth and letting them decide if they like it. And then maybe they spit it out, maybe they don't. Maybe they use that call to action and they go to the thing. But I'll be here next week to report on the results. But in the meantime, I need to make lunch and get to the office so that I can bottle up some whiskey. And if you are interested in seeing a day in the life of a distiller, we'll be back later on in a couple of hours. I'll be transferring whiskey into barrels, or from barrels into our storage tote, and from our storage tote into our filtration barrels, in order to make more whiskey happen. As always, if you've liked the content, if you've liked me, if you hate me and you want to rage subscribe, go for it. Subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, join us for our happy hours. Not every night, but very, very nearly every night. We have a good discussion, like we would be at a bar. Last night we had an update on Ukraine. Hopefully, I look forward to the day when we don't have any more updates on Ukraine, because there's peace that's broken out all over Eastern Europe. I think that'll probably happen. If I were a betting man, I would bet on late April for peace to break out across Eastern Europe. Maybe early May. If I were a betting man, I would go last week of April, first week of May. If I were guessing. Tonight we're going to have tales from the campfire stories. Campfire stories from our last week's vacation when I was out of town. We had a great time at Inks Lake. Pictures of the park and all the other stuff. We'll talk about it. We hiked like 1,000,000,000,000 miles and had some great campfires. There was a moon witch and a family that was replaced and then re-replaced. It's like a reality show that was recast. And then we'll talk about we'll do our spring equinox happy hour, which is another look at the normal observational things we can see around us that confirms the shape of our universe and the shape of the world we live on and the geometry of our universe. And we know all these things basically, literally from just casual observation. You don't need to go into space with a ruler to measure the size of the globe. You don't need to go look around, fly around the Earth to make sure that it's round. You can literally look at the moon, you can look at the sun, you can look at the equinox, you can look at the stars, and confirm that the Earth is round. And we're going to talk about that on, I think, Wednesday night. And then Thursday night, we have our trivia night happy hour with Lisa. We're going to have Unhinged. We're going to have a grand old time. We're going to have a grand old time this week. And then a couple of day in the lives that we'll mix in for fun. And then starting next month, we're going to have Friday Night Live from the Old Humble Distilling Company. Friday Night Live music. From the Old Humble Distilling Company, starting on April 1st with, look at my handy dandy day planner here, April 1st, Ryan Adam Wells kicking off our Friday Night Live. Then Greg Day on the 8th, the Kimbros on the 15th, Don May and Greg Day wrapping out the end of the month. Then going into May, we will have, where's May? There's May, it's the next month. Don May is the first band that we have booked on the 13th. We have a few open dates on the schedule for May. So guys, join us. We would love to have you. We would love to see you virtually. And if you can make it out to the actual distillery, come out in real life. It'll be fun. But in the meantime, be awesome to each other. Love with your whole heart. And God, for God's sakes, drink good whiskey because life is too short for bad whiskey. Cheers and good afternoon. Boop. Shall we fade? I think we'll fade. Let's go fade. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us for our quest for 100,000 YouTube views. Tonight we were discussing shorts. Next week we will discuss the results of this week's strategies. So join us again next week. Thanks, as always. Have a great evening.